Alrighty, welcome back to The Devil in Detail, the Grendel Reread podcast. I'm Eli.
And I'm Ben, and today it's Grendel number 32. It's the 82nd issue of the podcast, the 9th chapter of God and the Devil. We're almost done with this 10-issue story. Crazy.
That's right, the penultimate issue.
Penultimate, yeah.
Penultimate, yeah. The penultimate, the ultimate pen. The pen of J. Geldof. This is an amazing issue, but before we get into it, Ben, what have you been up to, dude?
Just doing work and teaching and parenting and...
You seem really busy. I feel like you're like very busy right now. No?
It's a mixed bag. I'm not being as productive as I could be. There's definitely a lot of like comic drawing energy stuff that's just like not as focused as I should be. But I am busy, so that's good.
That's good.
How are you?
I'm doing great as well. Many projects on the docket as well. Ghost Agents just was funded this week. That's huge. We had a big $6,000, which is huge. We aimed higher this time to get the artist paid a little more, have a little bit more for shipping and boxes. You know, you think about the shipping, the cost of like the stamps, but then you forget the boxes you need and the shippers you need. So like we ended up spending basically all the money from the first one ended up going to shipping, but it's just really cool. You know, Rocco has, issues 4, 5, the treasury, like, so it's really like an ongoing thing with the Ghost Agents book. So I'm super psyched with that. Wizard, I have a editing meeting right after this. I am firm on my stance that pre-orders for Wizard will start March 1st. So that's huge.
That's great.
Yeah, dude.
Congrats.
What do you hold there? Good. What do you got? Yeah, fluorescent piece of paper?
It's an old ruler. It's a school ruler.
A schooler.
I don't know.
Shout out to my dude on eBay, Kurt, who sent me this shirt. He said, "Hope you wear it with pride." He still would if he could, but he's such a geek. Vivat Grendel. He can't wait to see the shirt on the cast. So shout out to Kurt. Thanks for this shirt. Another new one for my collection.
Kurt shirt. It's a nice one.
This is probably my favorite, honestly, of all of them, other than the Eppy one. This is one of my faves. The Jill Thompson one. Okay, they're all great. Anyway,
let's get into Eppy. Let's get
into these epic stuff.
It's like the devil is my best friend. Hunter rose with the pen to the fork end, or till time end. Like Orion, Jupiter, my kin, bloodline private. We control the whole shit. The wolf won't beef, then we feast off the rip. Behold the devil in detail. Behold the devil in detail.
All right, let's do it. Let's Eppy. Thanks, Manus and Laserdisc. What a great song.
All right. And before we get into the cast, hold on one more time. We wanted to shout out this one review, this amazing review we got.
Oh, yeah.
This person, KB left us this on December 1st. KB, get at me, Eli at cosmiclineproductions.com, because you need a free zine if you don't have one already. Let's read this. It's long and amazing.
Let's read it. We couldn't have written better copy if we had tried.
KB, hit us up because we might want to use this. Whether you're a longtime fan of Matt Wagner's Grendel or just reading it for the first time, this podcast, or the sister video cast of each episode, is required listening. If it only gave a detailed analysis of each issue, that would be enough. If it only gave insights into the artwork and layouts as a storytelling tool and the specific techniques and art styles, that would be enough. If it only covered every issue of every Grendel series, including long out of print and insanely hard to find issues, that would be enough. If it only had behind the scenes interviews with not only Matt Wagner, but also other comic professionals involved in the creation of various Grendel storylines and arcs, that would be enough. If you only got comic related trivia and anecdotes that could only come from two super Grendel fans who also have years of experience in the comic industry, that would be enough. But lucky you, you get all that and more. So grab some issues of Grendel and read along, or just listen and take an intimate journey into the Grendel universe. God damn.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Thank you,
Baby
Crypto
Itchy.
K Faber.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, that's
amazing.
that's very flattering. Diana. Cool.
All right, sweet. Let's get into this.
It was
amazing.
Diana for Diana. This is their sign-off editorial.
Oh, I know. That was.
This is the new Kimiko. New look Kimiko is in.
Mm-hmm.
Shreks are out.
Exactly. They're ready to go glisten their skin in sunny North Carolina. But we start with an amazing cover. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the best wraparound storytelling effects of the series.
Absolutely. And I mean, the feet play such a huge and crazy part of this. The Grendel eyes on the electric outlet. God hates me. All the pills and computer parts, the newspaper. Man,
I love how the color in the push-in is like very muted, and then on the pull-out, the reveal, it's all purples and blues and Bernieisms and dynamic and black magic, and it's very like Clive Barker. He's like, I mean, yeah, it is. He's like floating. It's like it's religious and scary and gory.
It's like the crucifix. And
we should note, first of all, Jay Geldof has been putting on a clinic.
Oh my God. Do you mean in his
30 years ago? Yeah,
right.
like it's. You remember the time that the person chided us for not having enough Jay Geldof knowledge?
Yes.
We're talking to Jay on Monday, and we'll be fixing that.
It's gonna be huge.
This is Jay's issue.
This is Jay's big. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good.
That's great.
And if we didn't know Jay then, we know him now. That was during the red, white, and black stuff, right? Black, white, and red.
He has a black, white, and red story. He has the one.
That's when we were being chided, right?
Yeah, that one. He did a duo shade, and he draws Stacy like very like old soul, and it's where like the blood comes out with iodine or something. Like Hunter teaches her some kind of blood.
I need to revisit
some trick to clean up blood or something like that. Anyway, this is a great
with
cover.
The iodine. Tennessee Jed.
That's right, Tennessee Jed. This is. Did you see Jimmy Fallon sing?
I was just gonna say that when he's wasted and he tries to go out and crowd surf, and they're crazy. Like, no. They push him back.
No,
my God, that was hilarious.
He was. He's an entertainer.
He definitely is. Check that out.
Speaking of entertainers,
yes, amazing cover. We open it up and there's another one of these Devil Inside ads. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So and this is like one of the most like comic booky paced and laid out and storytelling like of all the series. Right. You know, like Bernie's not here putting zigzagging and spirals all over the place, except on the front cover. And it's really very funny. Like this is the issue that feels the most like a Marvel comic because it doesn't have any of the bureaucracy or corrupt like religious stuff going on. It's just like slugfest. Like it feels like a Marvel book in a lot of ways.
Right. And you know, there's these two concentric stories that meet up at the end. We have Eppy and we have Pellon. And actually 3 stories if we count, you know, the guys here, versus the rat.
It's very analogous to Eppy, as you've done a great job pointing out. There's some things that you've pointed out about Eppy that in reflection I've realized make him there's more to him than I thought. And it's that he has kind of there's this kind of like there's like a rockabilly vibe that goes through this entire story. It's very real. It's all the Elvis stuff. But like when he's up there and like you would do his singing when he's like doing the disruption stuff, and it really is meant to be like ad-libbed and brought to life.
Yeah.
And made really, really crazy. I think the subtext here is that like so much time has moved past that like the way that they relate in whatever 2515 or whatever it is, the way that they think about pre-Holocaust, pre-nuclear stuff is like very, very different. Like Elvis is deified, and they talk about the religion like it's a sporting event or like it's a political event.
Yeah.
I'll stop talking.
Yeah, no,
Proceed.
it's true. It's great. Well, just that we get the guys here and we get another one of these big spreads with the green, like Matt or Joe Matt told us how they do it. You know, they blew up the green.
He did tell us how. We didn't understand it.
No, but
I feel like it's the kind of thing. Here's my. I don't. Joe, if you're listening, I think it's the kind of thing where if you had like
a visual or something
physically in front of us, we'd be like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
But there's like a little like production word sound where it's like, yeah, negative of the other one, and they put it in here. It's like,
insert a lot of detail. The GIF of Zach Galifianakis with all that.
It's really great to see Jay, like just Jay,
on the next
because
page
you can
here,
sort of like separate it. Yeah, you can separate all the artists from each other. Yeah, man. But
Jay really has like a pen.
He has like the best tech.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, like the tech here looks it's like the best in the series, because a lot of times the tech looks like they're just like, we gotta get the page done, like put it together, like order parts from Funky Town, let's get this page inked.
Yeah,
but like Jay, like this, like the nose bone, I don't mean, who knows who designed this stuff, but like these like dangling like wires with the squiggle and all that looks great.
Yeah, and I think it maybe is like, you know, Jay here on, you know, Eppy and Pellon, the kind of like dark, dirty, grimy stories, and then you have John K. Snyder on Pope Innocent and Orion, who are the more upper class. It's a different kind of feel.
Interesting.
And so they break it up. John's art is I don't know, you know, and maybe it goes a little bit better to that type of thing.
Right.
It's more,
but they're all very similar.
And, yeah, that's cool.
They all complement each other very well, and it's a group of like 5 artists that all have different like noteworthy stuff, like regardless of how like things shake out and like, you know, the comic book collecting mentality of who's who, like they're all like, if you put these guys all toe to toe today, as Jay's gouache clinic showed us, like unbelievable.
They're all so good. Well, I mean, and John K. Snyder posts these amazing pieces too, where it's like on colored, textured paper with like these chalky designs. Oh my gosh, those are beautiful too.
Today was it was an Iron Giant commission. Did you see that one?
I did see that.
And it's just like that. Like takeaway from that was just like the way he handles like the light on the forms makes them feel like really 3-dimensional, but also very tactile. Like it all feels like it can like step off the page. Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, I think what I got out of this issue most of all, the biggest thing that I took away was Eppy is not a good person and never was, and can talk about the church being the cause of his problems and his mother being the cause of his problems, but like he's a piece of shit.
Yes.
Like that, like that's what I got out of this.
Who always blamed everything else for his own woes, who blamed society, who blamed the church, blamed his mom, but never did anything to try to get himself out.
Yeah.
But he's like a troubled genius. Yeah. And he's obviously got the potential to have been something amazing as he's building these floaters, he's building this hover tech. He's got all this stuff he's doing. Yeah.
I really like when this floater floats away. This sequence, Jay, where he goes from the eye to the bip, and the bip is like framed in this circular shadow, and then the final one, it like puffs out, like floats away very gracefully, like really nice little like comicisms to show the motion, and then it all breaks out of the panel like Pander's 89.
Yeah. And then we see the rat, you know, it's burrowing its hole. It's
right
down there in its like lair.
And look how precise those gutters are. They're all it's like really, it's just mirroring. It's saying Eppy's story. Eppy is the rat.
Yeah, exactly. So then we see on the next page, Eppy's like, he's continuing to have this like inner monologue about the angels, and you know, how do angels dance on the head of a pin like this?
Yeah,
you know, he's really philosophizing in his head, and
What does that phrase? What does that phrase mean to you?
An angel dancing on the head of a pin. Well, look out,
I think,
angels dancing on a pin.
Yeah.
That's
Bobby.
yeah.
I feel it. I think it's like how many, like the phrase. It's about like.
Is it actually from the Bible?
It's like no, it's like Bible related. It's like a modern
From a midrash
proverb kind of thing. Yeah, we'll look it up. You know what? Theologians.
theologians.
Help us out.
Yeah, exactly. What does it mean to me? I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
Anyway, he brings it up again. He
says it later. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Also, Jay's like the lighting on this Eppy on the jaw and like the rim lighting that Joe puts in really, really nice. Gets a snort on the thing, and then the Grendel, like look at all the craziness in his hair when he spazzes out.
I love that.
He's surgery for fun and profit.
I know, I saw that. Yeah. Just like torture for fun and profit in the Red Room.
This insane. Him inserting. It looks like the size of a fucking like $50.
It's big. Yeah, exactly.
And so is it going up straight up into his foot?
No, I think it's like
putting it in,
and
then he rotates.
Oh yes,
it's disgusting.
Oh my god, like he's sliding it in. Oh my god,
this is like exactly the kind of like gore, like that I don't like.
Well, I don't think any of the other ones said parental guidance suggested on the front. This one says it right on the front.
Well, that might be new look
with the new trade dress. And I mean this face too, where he's like gotta be sleek, almost Easter. Like
no, they put it in the go-go checks.
Oh, you're right.
Parental guidance suggested, but
rest in peace.
Now it's R.I.P. Yeah, it's really like the thing is, it kind of looks cool. Like the more times you see it, the less cool it looks.
What, the new logo or
the new trade dress?
Yeah.
New look Kamiko. Like when they like the way that they pair it with like the colors is cool. Anyway, let's talk about some real stuff here.
Well, I was just talking about the panel here. As you see him in pain, he's crying. He's still got his nose bong in there, and he's like, you know, he's grinning and bear it. He's like gritting through it, and then we see the rat in its pile of dirt. His Mad Dog 2020.
Jay kind of surprises me here because it has kind of a comic strip feel to some of the details. Like it's very like the way that like the Converse sneaker looks is very very simple. Yeah, all the shit the rat continues to hoard.
All right, next page we go to our second major string. I really like how it's completely black. Like when we're seeing this is like the world of the vampires, and we see Pellon Cross in the sewer, and all the whites of the gutters are black. Something that's done way more in current comics, but you didn't see much back in those days. You didn't see it much. And so
it's funny because there's so much like white gutter space on the rest of the pages. It really does. It really does.
Makes it
like
pop.
The book is built around having that gutter. The characters like kind of move into that gutter space. So,
so it's interesting.
And then this scene has.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, bud.
More suggested vampire lore than we've had in 32 issues.
That's right.
And there's not even that much. It just gives us a little taste of like what it is.
Exactly.
And it's not really any different from like standard vampire Dracula lore. There's like really nothing unique about it.
A description.
There's like one little
taste,
detail later on.
The effect of human blood versus like how he was eating these rats in the sewer, and it didn't really but him actually drinking human blood, it cleared the like clouds of it in his brain.
Yeah, it's funny because like Pellon Cross is not a very like well-developed character until like this point.
Right. Maybe
the last time
he was always working towards that.
Right. Like the last time that we saw him narrate was in the heist, and there was no personality in any of it.
Yeah.
And then like I'm thinking about his earlier appearances where like Bernie makes like the characters are like kind of cartoonish and just like, yeah, here they are. They're like distorted and warped, and like that's a big part of their appeal. Here, when he's like looking at his hand, there's more character. Jay imbues Pellon Cross with more character in this one panel than he's ever had.
He never really got the chance to really, self-reflect or do this before either. So it's kind of like, this is the first time we've really seen him not on a mission, not sleuthing, not, detectiving or whatever. This is like a time for him to reflect on himself. And he ate his fucking friends. He sucked the blood of his buddies here who are at his feet, like, and discarded as one would a banana peel. Foreshadowing.
Ding.
Anyway, he starts to remember as we
he's
see.
Gotta get Grendel.
Right. We see this. This is a recurring motif throughout this whole thing. Bloody things that people turn into the Grendel eyes. They Grendelize this blood. And I love this silhouette with the shine. I saw, remembered, knew. Love that panel. It's so cool.
Yeah, that is good. The next page is all about Zebra and Kirsch. I think that their names are something. That they wake up, they experience their vampire infancy.
Like, oh shit, yeah. My head's pounding. Dude, well, we gotta say Joe Mad at the top in this sunburst kind of thing. The red and the orange into the red is beautiful. Sure. Love it. They're kind of like, what's going on, dude? I am hungrier than I have ever been in my entire life. Me too, starving. Hell yeah. All right, so we're back to Eppy, and here's where things start taking this turn into the storytelling that makes me like the Eppy story so much. I don't necessarily say like I love Eppy, but only Eppy gets into these psychedelic mind worlds and vision quests where Jay is able to really kind of like stretch out and do this kind of crazy Grendelizing.
Yeah, I don't know what Bob is doing, or if it's a photocopy, or if they're just saying do it one up, but it's in this 4-panel sequence where they zoom in on the light bulb is everything that I like about this series in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. That fucker's trying to kill me. And here he is too. He's trying to heal his feet. He's talking about, they hurt, but he's gonna have to suck it up. And so what does he do? Straight pours Grendel into his footholes that he's like,
well, there's a few other like pharmaceuticals that he mentions throughout this thing where he's like, these rags have been soaking in Numenol all night.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah.
And then he puts on his little booty. He goes, oh, I feel high already.
Oh, I know.
So weird.
As soon as he gets the costume on, he's like high. So basically he gets high right now with the Grendel absorbing through his feet holes now. And he kind of like nods out back, and he then goes on the Grendel trip.
Yeah.
Where
Jay does this wonderful thing with the panel borders, very like David Mack scratchy, and he uses it throughout to contrast.
Really cool.
It's great to see like Jay solo doing his own innovations that fit so well into the rest of it.
And that's these really chunky lines that he makes, like especially panel 2 in the clouds, and just the way he draws this crinkly body. And even Pellon later mentions like, you're like just a stick. You're like a couple wrangly sticks in a costume, it's just so cool. And so we see him kind of confronting this, this prophet, this false prophet. He giggles, and he flies. Kind of
he's like the Spectre. It's like, shit's crazy.
I love it. And we see here in the last 2 panels, there's a rumble for the mouse as this water comes in. Something's coming to get him. This elemental force is coming to get him, just as an elemental force like maybe God or religion is coming for Eppy. But
this one of Eppy flying,
love it. Yeah,
it looks like a Jack Kirby Fourth World panel. All right, great.
I'm interested.
This is crazy.
Like you already said, we're talking to Jay and John coming up here this week, and I'm so excited to talk to them about this whole process. It's super interesting. Yeah. Just as like it was talking with the Panders, how we were like, where's the division of labor? We didn't really know. And it's really interesting to see how they work together and stuff. So.
And also, like, what are the conversations about the story and like what's going on behind, not the scenes, but like in the artist's head? Like, what are the conversations that they're having about, like, what is the story about?
Yeah.
There's so many different things going on. When Jay draws the tower here, it's fucking crazy. Yeah. I'm on 8. Okay, I'm a little confused exactly about like what is going on, like exactly, but I get the vibe
because it's like a vision.
So well,
so everything's moving around.
Everything's crazy.
The tower is his throbbing, religious cock. It comes around the prickly testicles of hate, the pulsing veins of piety. Like this becomes this false idols, raging boner, worshipus interrupticus.
Yeah.
Interruptus.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is Innocent like a major character in the finale? Does he say
I almost don't remember. I'm excited to get to it.
Right? Is he like, and by the way, I'm Tujiro.
I can't again. It's been 20 years since I read it, so I'm excited to get to it, and I think I might try to get it down before we interview them, just to be sure. So I
think that's a good idea. I really like the way Jay kind of like makes Innocent, like he doesn't really look like the character. Actually, none of the characters here really look like the characters as we've best liked them, like big and chunky under Bernie. Jay's doing his own thing, and it fits it really well. I love where he throws. This is like one of the most Marvel bits, is where he throws the fork across the page divide.
So awesome.
Got some like that.
So awesome.
Yeah.
As we see the rat, the water's coming, and then here, oh man, it's such a dream kind of thing as he thrusts it and it pierces the egg, so this becomes like this womb. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the egg.
That's it. I don't think you're really supposed to. It's like this drug fueled dream of just it's insane.
Well, in this one, in this very Marvel style panel, and I don't mean that as a diss. I think they're awesome. Right. Where like the mask is right behind him. This is so like
album art.
Yeah, this is very like BLS, where it's like the devil is like calling to you, and it's like, this is it, we're one.
Oh yeah.
I must pay the penance at the cost of my own identity, and like whatever.
He's always like this. Sorry, he's like, this is it for me. Like my everything's gone.
Right, he says I'll never come back to my apartment.
Yeah.
I really like Jay's inking in the water. Like speaking of technical clinics here, look how smooth that is.
So sick. Oof. His hands, side, and feet ache as he kind of comes back to earth. And on the next page, we see this cover image of his crucifixion. Oh yeah,
this is a great
image. Oh my god,
what a great page turn! Because you go from this like flowing motion, it's all energy, all motion on the spread, and then it's this weird like Clive Barker blasphemy science tech gore kind of thing.
And as we're kind of rooted back to reality by this news story talking about another thing he did where he changed out he substituted a virulent acid for the holy water usually contained in the baptismal font. So these people are being baptized and killed, burned their skin off.
Yeah, I really like how the commentary is like, as the traditional, like they're giving like, it's like football, like they're giving like color commentary. How about this strip of like glyphs and letters and symbols above the top? So cool.
Man, really, really cool. Jay really stretched out on this app.
Yeah, man. I gotta tell you, like this Eppy room is much more like the other ones. They're very broad. It's almost like an animation set where you have to have all these little things. And this one, it's like more like sparse and it's less cartoony. And just like with Pellon Cross being done in this like more serious figure illustration style, Eppy also kind of comes to life, and I actually feel something for him, even though he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, agreed.
You know,
and the rat is swimming. He's swimming out. It's all good.
Inking Clinic.
Yeah, beautiful. And on the next page, we're back to these black borders, and we're back to seeing some bums, around a fire. But here's Pellon narrating again about Zebra and Kirch, telling him about their first kill, they didn't piddle around the bush, beat around the bush and have some rats. They went straight for the homely challenge.
Right. Well, I think what Pellon says, I'm not sure it's here or later, is that like when he was having the rats, it wasn't by choice.
Right. He was down there,
and it was like clouding him, and it wasn't allowing him to come into the power that he like revels in. Right. He's like, when Pellon like is fucking shit up, he's like, oh, this is great. I'm already like a soldier and like a terrible person, and now I'm just 10 times more powerful.
Yeah.
What can be wrong?
Maybe he was like a wild animal because that's all he was consuming. And so it wasn't, like you said, letting the fog clear from his brain. So then once he had this human essence and power, he was able to clear that out. And they come right in here on these dudes and they harvest.
And they talk about the vampirism and feeding the vampire addiction in religious terms. And it's like, and since Pellon is narrating, like, and we already know that it comes from innocent.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Scent is undeniable. Taste is undescribable. Experience is heaven. Beyond anything conceived of before or since God, which makes Grendel the enemy. It's like, sounds like a drug addict, or like heroin addict. Like there's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's not even bother with these ads.
The first of 2 Rocketeer ads. They really lay it on thick for Dave Stevens.
Also, Galactic Girl Guides. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Pellon breaks into, a setting that now. Oh, these are the fights. These are the fights.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. So he looks into the devil's den.
Yeah, the drug dealer has intel on Eppy.
Oh, that's right. So that's is why going back there to look for, what's his name, Sammy. Yeah. So he busts it up and he just like gets pumped full of lead by one dude. It doesn't even affect him. He's like, yeah. He just shreds all of these people.
Yeah, this is I enjoyed Matt's prose here a lot. Own path was towards enemy camp, Devil's Den. Guess that would be hell. Direct entry at first, unnoticed by most. Only guardian demons. Everyone else consumed by pagan rituals and hedonistic thrills. Sheep entranced by the snarling of a wolf. Fuck those mountains and fields. Welcome to the jungle. Yeah. See the experience primeval. Yada yada yada. Initial guardians down, like body ripples. Oh, he talks about Amazing Grace. Yeah, this is the best part. He takes like a machine gun to the gullet. Oh, that's great.
Doesn't even phase him. He's just slaughtering all these people until he finds Sammy. Sammy started to scream. Oh, this is crazy too. Like he ate like these lean, like Sammy and Kirch were lean before, and now he's eating these like fatted calves. He's saying, and the blood tasted sweet. And just like with any kind of sweets, you can never eat just one.
What happens with the Sammy guy? He holding him up by the throat like 4 issues ago. Yeah. But like that, like we've seen these characters, like he interrogated this guy, right?
Right. He ran him down, and because he's the one, Eppy went to him to buy Grendel. And so now he's like trying to grind it down, and he gets
all right. So everybody, no, you just want joke that. That's very like Matt Wagner.
Which one?
Joke that. That's like something Matt would. That's somehow Matt would say. This part, there's something crazy going on this page.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what it meant, like because you said this is a robot that Eppy built.
All right. So there's Eppy is sneaking into the tower to be on a cleaning crew, which I think is something that Orion did.
Right.
It's more Orion. I mean, Eppy is Orion's
yin to yang.
Orion is Commissioner Gordon to Eppy's Batman. That's
kind of. Yeah.
So so he goes sneak in, and then he's getting carted at the door, and then this COP officer, this blonde COP woman shows up, but she doesn't have any pupils, and she has all the credentials that she needs. She explains why no one's ever seen Eppy before because they're getting random people in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eppy built this robot woman.
I mean, how did you get that? Because he said she's the best. I never thought myself capable of automated living personal flight, ALPF, albeit with SOAR landing gear.
You back up too. She even carries registered ID. Hard to believe I made her myself.
Yeah, that's crazy. So he builds this robot. Yeah.
She is a robot who has hacked and infiltrated into COP.
It's amazing.
It's
kind of out of nowhere, but it's not out of the realm of Eppy.
But a lot of things in this series are out of nowhere, and it's your job to figure out what they mean.
I guess, yeah, you're right.
Right? Because Matt writes this series that way, but Behold the Devil and War Child and the other books are not written this way, and neither are
that's
other
what he does. He gives
him.
Each one
it's a deliberate like obliqueness.
Yeah, I think you're right. And okay, so then we get into this. The rat choose a hole and escapes.
What's going on in the rugga panel? It's like
he's shaking off. Maybe
water?
That's like his Like he's like
it is.
He's found his safe place now. He's infiltrated, just like Eppy is. He's in here on this cleaning crew where he's dumping Grendel.
Oh, good transition, Jay. Right from this, I like this steaming bucket of hot water.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay.
And here he is floating on these things. Yep.
Yeah, this is kind of these are
where they have the hash that they burn.
The hash braziers.
Yeah.
Oh god, so he's gonna dose everybody.
Yeah. And he's gonna because we saw that Grendel as a drug, it doesn't, get you stoned. It speeds you up. It's a stimulant. And then we see the rat chewing the wires, chewing the cables.
I think the rat is like 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah, exactly. That's this.
Right. There's a crazy perspective going on.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. All right. So here we are back. And Zebra and Kirch are out front of the police officer. They're like, hey, guys, you getting off? And
yeah.
Dude, they look insane right here. It's great. Zebra
Harriman.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like... It's almost here. They look like when what's his name's Red Eye was malfunctioning and he was seeing everyone like and Joe Matt drew all those people. They kind of look like that.
It does like that.
Yeah, I forget everyone's name once we get past. Stupid.
I like this guy. He's got his cyborg ears.
Yeah,
and it's like every time these people have these cyborg parts, it's all scarred and warped around their flesh where it's been like welded on.
And it was interesting. Pellon was kind of talking about that because maybe when you become a vampire, then you can heal and stuff. So maybe that's why it hurt him so much because his head was healing up a little bit, trying to force out a foreign body.
I think doesn't he also say? Well, you said it yourself that his body sort of changed shape.
Right. He kind of becomes a little more sunken in and stuff.
This last panel is one of the best in the series. So good.
Yeah, they just are like, hey guys, check it out, come out here, and they drink.
I love the flatness of the yellow in like the globe lights and the inside of the it's a doorway.
There's like a sliding door there and we're seeing inside.
Oh, it's 2 doors that open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is really one of the best panels I think in the whole series. Really,
So
really good.
good. So much depth and space conveyed, and awesome.
This is people. This is I was a little confused by this. This
Right.
is people in the fights waking up to become vampires.
Right. Yeah, because we see this green jacket, and she's saying honey, but then it looks like she's coming
Yeah.
inside, but it's
No,
actually
yeah,
like
not the first three panels are really not that important. It's all about the once you see that last panel, you know what's going on.
yeah, that there's like an army of
Yeah,
vampires
of
coming out
vampire
with
freaks. Yeah. I like that they're all like they have like different crazy haircuts. Like you can really feel like the new wave, the Sienkiewicz.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, so we turn here, and here's where we have the final Bob and Diana and Bob signing off, sending their thank yous.
But Di's going to be editing
right. She's still working with Matt.
Nothing's going to change
for us, at least.
For us, nothing changes. Yeah. Okay, great.
This is an amazing Rocketeer ad for sure.
It's the second Rocketeer. This is the Dave Dorman Rocketeer ad. They must have been shitting their pants to have Dave Stevens working with them. I mean, I'm sure every indie studio, I think he'd like work at Pacific or something like that. He would do covers, or
he did those posters.
He did the posters. He did the Johnny Quest covers.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, here we go. It keeps
building. by all means, it sounds like he was one of the greatest people anyone ever met. So
his art.
Good on you, Dave Stevens. You entertained us greatly. I had some Rocketeer stuff.
Me too. Here, I have one of the big trades, and
yeah, there you go.
All right, so here's Eppy. He's coming home from this adventure, and he comes in his house.
His recon.
Mm-hmm. And we see he's got kind of like a torso maybe that he was working on there. Bride of Frankenstein poster. And he's like, this is probably the last time I'm going to
get it.
What?
Bride of Frankenstein. He's making all these women. There you go.
That's true.
There you go.
All right. It's okay. He's talking weird. Martyrdom. He's talking like the foolishness, but everything is ready, and I'm the devil's boy. So
yeah, I like this a lot. It's not like my life's been any great shake so far. What am I gonna miss about it? Not much. So it's okay. I'm gonna die. I like that when he has this moment of clarity, the text becomes like not cursive and fancy. When he's in the theatrical Grendel mode, it's all like swoops.
That's great. That's a good.
So well done, Bob P. Yeah, very good.
And so he's talking about this pain. He's obviously in all this pain, but he's panel 3 here when he's pulling on his boot, how he's saying, he gets high and the pain goes away, but I mean, you're still seeing the blood dripping out of this, the red coming out of this.
So I don't think that's blood. I think that's the numinol that the boots have been soaking.
It might be. Oh yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
So I think that's actually Joe. Nish Joe.
That's better. I'm already I'm feeling high. All right. So he's fucking ready. He's pulling on his mask. He's donning the devil's clothing, the devil's face. And then we see these guys, they're getting ready. They're getting the dogs.
Money for nothing. We're bringing in a dog. and then the dog, it's pretty awful. Like this, it's awful. It goes from like they're like these funky town guys, and so they're drawn in this like kind of sterile manner. Mm-hmm. But then he's got the cyborg hand, and like you can see they've got Grendel taking over them too. Yeah, it's like what's the classic movie I can't think of where person destroys their family mansion to try to get rid of rodent or whatever, like that, like kind of trope.
Yeah, exactly, where they go too far and
that classic story. It's probably like a Chuck Jones.
They burn down the house to try to kill one spider or something.
Yeah, right. So it's like that's basically what's going on.
Well, here's where it all happens. As he's getting ready, in through the window comes Pellon Cross. He addresses him as such. Grant.
Yeah. What this made me think of? It made me think of George Lucas and the rhyming ring poetry. It rhymes, it goes back. And that happens a lot in Grendel. Yeah. Like a lot. And it not only because the stories are published out of chronological order, so things kind of can relate to each other, but just like this is This is exactly the scene that Christine Spar was in, fighting Tajiro and that crazy guy with that big bay window and the Venetian blinds.
Right.
And it's like it's really the same thing. It's I think it's meant to be.
I think it's meant to be reminiscent.
Rhyming and reminiscent. Yeah. Cool.
All right. He's like, it's over. You will never destroy me. Come on, try. Let's go. And he's like, dude, stop. Holy warrior. I am its very case study. He's like, it's just crazy because he thinks like they both think they're this like righteous fist of their whatever. And he's like, dude, no. He doesn't say dude, obviously. He's like, I am the holy warrior.
Yeah, he might as well. I mean, there's a lot of text on these next 2 pages, and it's very like Doctor Doom talking to Reed Richards. There's very few places where the amount of text is like, all right, you're saying where the text goes beyond what the pictures are doing. Yeah. The guys, the money for nothing guys are, for some reason the lights went out. They just sicked this horrible Doberman.
The lights went out because the rat gnawed through the cables.
Because the rat.
Yeah. The rat is fucking killing these guys and this dog.
A ghost in the machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So the next page, man, the battle really ramps up. Eppy is doing these cool moves. He's like perched on the windowsill and they're tete-a-tete. They're having their words, and oh my God.
Look at this like Steve Ditko panel of him. It's on page 20 of him like floating around with the hands.
Well, yeah, he's got the floaters in there, so he really is able to like kind of float around, make these jumps. You smell of blood. Haven't tasted the sacred kiss. And that's as these guys are like, get him, boy. And they're like, yeah, grr. Like, but they can't tell. And then we have quite a splash.
There's like 4 more pages of that. Yeah.
There's this splash with the Captain Kirk cupped punch here. God's had his chance. He blew it. So give the devil his due. Pellon's like, bitch.
I was really confused. I thought on this next page where he pulls out his claws.
Yeah.
On 22, where he was gonna give him some vampire claws, because I feel like that's how Pellon turned into a vampire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Didn't
maybe he tried, but then he
gave a little scratchy.
Yeah, that's all he did. Yeah. Well, he ended up feasting on him though.
Okay. I feel like in this moment it would have made sense for him to turn his enemy, to eat his enemy's blood.
Well, I think he tries. He tries
from a character place.
He throws him and I think then he's coming at him, but he gets that torso and thrusts the torso into his mouth as we're on 23 now. Yeah. As he's coming in, he gives him a face full of, right. And then he's like, and then he spits out all these plastic pieces.
I got to tell you, this is a great piece of storytelling, because in the panel before he spits, all we can see is like the keyhole slot of the arm.
Mm-hmm. And chop, and it makes it almost look like he bit into.
Well, it's that shape has been established on the prior page and 3 before, and it's just like very, like, in order to make that work, Jay really leaned into that little piece of design.
Right.
Good on you, Jay.
And so it looks like Eppy here he grabs like a globe. Like, upon my first read, let's.
I think it's a bowling ball.
Oh, do you? I couldn't. Oh, the way he's holding it. You're absolutely right. As we turn to 24, the way he's holding it is like how you hold a bowling ball, and he smashes him up inside the head. You're obviously not a golfer. Oh my gosh! And so he's like kind of stunned, and then he falls over in a very.
Wait, is this the part where he talks about where he compares Pellon to a dog? I never. Yeah. Oh, dogs. God should shoot his guardians. Dogs are such stupid creatures. 23. My mother let me have a dog once. It never listened to me, so I set it on fire. Yeah. Stupid mutt. What? This is like another the character insane. Where like when people like you missed the point by worshiping this character.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's like all the Rorschach like fanboys or whatever.
Yeah.
He is a terrible terrible person.
Absolutely.
And he always has been.
Yeah.
And
he just has a super awesome design, and Jay makes him.
He has an awesome design, and he can fly. He's brilliant.
Yeah. And so he hits him, and I like how his word balloon, warm, soft little rat, topples with him.
Oh yeah.
Then on the next page, that Eppy's like, he knows what he's done. He's knocked him down. For he shall walk where heaven led do fall. And he's leaning into the scriptures here and shit. He grabs his bag of tricks.
Know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
That's the
rockabilly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see, blessed be he that taketh the devil's name as his own. Why? For he shall tear down the atrocities of the kingdom of heaven. And he flies out the window and takes off. And this is just right as they realize that this rat, killed the dog and is coming after them. Killed the dog that bit the cat that ate the kin. My father offered to use this. All right.
Two Zuzims. All right. And then we watch him fly away. He sings a demented version of Onward Christian Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And it really does echo the end of Devil's Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And
as we kind of see the rat there with blood dripping from his mouth and hands, both have succeeded in escaping and are on to their next thing.
On to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, here we go. And here we get this banana ad again. This object could prove to be one of the most dangerous things in the world. Found out why next issue.
I feel like that ad has been running for months.
It has.
Like it's been running since issue 4 of the series.
Like as soon as it was revealed that the bananas were something, it was like, ooh, you'll never guess what they're for. All right, I'm trying to read the preview for next episode.
Okay.
All right, here it is. This is it. A special 40-page grand finale to the current critically acclaimed storyline. A no-holds-barred fight to the finish. The intricately laid plans of Orion Asante, Pellon Cross, Eppy Grendel, and everybody's favorite, Pope Innocent XLII, all come to a head as Asante amasses his army for an assault on the tower, right smack in the middle of Easter Sunday festivities. Chaos reigns while Montreal's own Jerry Rock Band provides the soundtrack. Devil's Demise is written by Matt Wagner, illustrated by John K. Snyder and Jay Geldof, and features hand-painted color by Joe Matt. Amazing.
40 pages.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't help but also notice, if we're going to kick over to the Grendel's lair for a second, man, this person's writing in about wanting to buy original pages from Matt and Jay, and
can't do it.
No, you can. You got to write a letter.
You can. Oh, sorry.
You write on that letter. You write on the outside of the envelope, original art, and they'll forward it to the letters. And here it is. Prices will vary depending on the page itself, but color art pages generally average about $30 a piece, and line art usually starts at $75 plus. Come on.
Yeah. That's 1989 $30.
Mm-hmm. I wish I was writing in when I was 5.
That's crazy.
Damn.
I thought you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say, Malcolm Bourne. I thought you were going to say that Matt still has all the pages to Devil by the Deed, or is that?
He does have that, I believe.
So, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
We'll see.
All right,
awesome.
Man. Well, this one was good. I'm really excited to, we're at the end of this story. I'm really excited for our conversation in 2 days with the creators of this book, and just to kind of hear how they relate to the story. For me, in this entire series, it's like a race against the clock, because they're making money, and they make money when the book's on time. Everything else has to kind of come under that.
Yeah.
And so there are places where it's if they had not unlimited time, but if they were I'll be a little late, whatever, what could have been in a few spots. To me, Orion remains the most interesting part of the story. Yeah. Anytime he's not on screen, I'm wondering.
Well, he's not necessarily the most action packed. For sure, Eppy and Pellon have the most action,
right.
It seems, but
right. And it's funny that his arc is like a business report, reads like
it does.
So we'll see what it's like.
Well, and
those,
also Orion's
issues.
the character that we continue to follow too into the next arc and so on. So
yeah, and Eppy is forgotten. Eppy is a footnote in Orion's story.
Absolutely.
I think that's really important. All right, great. Well, that was a good Grendel, Eli.
Great Grendelin. So until next week, friends and foes, Vivat Grendel. Keep on Grendel.
Keep OG. Okay, goodbye.